Some people are just dreamers, visionary people that can come up with a lot of ideas and not sure that that idea might be for them, but it doesn't mean that they don't have the ability to have a visionary type mindset. That's how most things are actually accomplished. Somebody have a vision, somebody else, unfortunately don't support what you feel about it, but then somebody take that same vision and then they implement it because nobody support you in it. And it's okay, long as the vision is being done. Who cares who gets the credit? I really care less. If the vision is there for somebody to get, and it ain't directly to you, but you might just be a visionary type person, then you should be thankful. Don't say, hey, somebody steal my idea. It's nothing new under the sun, people. It's nothing new under the sun. If you thought about it, somebody else thought about it before you. Put a name in Google and you'll see that that same name comes up somewhere else, because there's nothing new under the sun. What is good for you is good for someone else. And I'm just really want you to understand that. Stop trying to overanalyze that. What's good for you is good for somebody else. Somebody else can have the same idea you have. And just because they're in another side of the town doesn't mean that they stole it from you. A lot of times that, it happens. It happens. Ideas is something the Most High gives all of us. And so since he gives it to us, 2 or 3, he said when 2 or 3. So a vision he gives you, another person can have the same vision. But that doesn't mean that somebody stole your idea. It just means that somebody else got the same vision. And that's where I want you to think about in your life. Stop thinking everybody's stealing your idea. They're not stealing your ideas. If the Most High gives it to you, he got the right to give it to whomever else he wants to give it to. Now, if you guys come together and you're close enough to do it the same way, that's great. But if not, then however it gets done, we should be thankful that we were able to see the vision or actually have partaker of Yah's blessing on the earth, because it's ultimately his vision if he's the one incorporating it. So I just want you to understand that, because I know sometimes how we can get as little selfish human beings. So we're going to pray and then we're going to get into the lesson. Father, Yah, I just thank you for everybody that comes and listen to this word today. Father, I ask you to bless them 100-fold. Let it be an increased blessing, not just with finances, but just with a mind to commit to you, a blessing beyond what we can see, think, or feel. That, Father, even if they have sickness in their family, that you will bless and heal the one that have sickness. Father, Yah, if there's someone in the family, Father, that may be going through some crisis, Father, Yah, use them, the one who looked at this video, even if they touched it for 2 seconds, that they will see the increase that you have brought forth and heal their mental health, heal whatever needs to be done. And you utilize me in any form you want. Anybody could take what you give me and use it, Father, because I know that what's for me will always be for me. And what's for them is going to always be for them. So, Father, I just ask you to promote this word to where you want it to go, in any ear that you want it to go to, so that they will be blessed and nourished in it. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I thank Yah for you guys coming out. And I'm just letting you know, we're going to talk about a man that didn't even know that he was chosen to do a job. And when he found out he was doing the job, the Most High released people to help him in it. He didn't go find the people. He didn't go look afar. Even, matter of fact, you're going to find out that he ran under some work in the field because he didn't even want to do the job that he was assigned to. But the Most High blessed him with the people that he was supposed to receive by putting it in their heart to follow him. And then there was others who was angry that he got chosen. And then there was others that just finally just went home. So we're going to talk about this story of a man named Saul. Saul was a Benjamite, and only reason why Saul came into fruition in this story is because of the people of Israel wanting to have a king. So we're going to get into the story just to keep it for time. You know, I like to do small talk, but I'm trying to hurry up the day. Okay, so we're going to go to 1 Samuel chapter 8. 1 Samuel chapter 8. Let's start in the beginning. It says, when Samuel became old, he made his sons judges over Israel. The name of his firstborn son was Joel, and the name of his second, Abijah. They were judges in Beersheba. Yet his sons did not walk in his ways, but turned aside after gain. They took bribes and perverted justice. Now, I want you to keep all this in mind as to why the people wanted to have a king. So it says here in verse 4, then all the elders of Israel gathered together and came to Samuel at Ramah and said to him, behold, you are old, and your sons do not walk in your ways. Now appoint for us a king to judge us like all the nations. But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed to the Most High, and the Most High said to Samuel, obey the voice of the people and all they say to you, for they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me from being king over them. Now, I want you to understand something. The Most High was the main stage in all things, but he was the king. He was it all. And what happened is that because they had so many judges previously, Samuel was the last judge that was of rightness. Now, he wasn't the last judge. Obviously, you see that his two sons was in his stead. But they went the wrong way. They accepted bribes. They were doing whatever they wanted to do. And the people was just getting a little bit upset to a point where it became a voice of anger. And they now, because they watched all the other nations, and this is where it lets you know that Israel was not the only people in the area where they were. So in the essence of the nation, they made a decision. Samuel was upset. Yah accepted the terms that they placed, and here we are. Let's go to verse 10. So Samuel told all the words of Yah to the people who were asking for a king from him. Now he said to them what was going to happen to their children, what was going to happen to their stock, what was going to happen to the tenth of their gain, what was going to happen to their vineyards, all the stuff that they were rightfully owner of. So now I want you to think about that. They accepted the terms of a king, but they also accepted the term of a judge governor. A judge governor. It became a government right there. The king had his own people, and it was a governmental type reign right at that point, because that's how all the other nations were. So he gave them a list of things that was going to transpire because of the choice they made. So now we're just going to keep going. I don't want to stay in the one spot. And then in verse 19, it says, but the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel. Samuel was telling them to change their mind. And they said, no, but there shall be a king over us, that we also may be like all the nations, and that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. And when Samuel had heard all of the words of the people, he repeated them in the ears of Yah. And Yah said to Samuel, obey their voice and make them a king. Samuel then said to the men of Israel, go every man to his city. Now, they were already made up a choice. This was the done deal. It was nothing else that Samuel can do. This was over. And what I want you to understand is that sometimes we could make a choice, and that choice could either promote good or promote evil. And unfortunately, because of this choice, they ended up dealing with things that they didn't have to deal with for a long period of time. They didn't have to deal with all this stuff of giving up their money. They didn't have to deal with the stuff of giving up their crop, their farming stuff. All the stuff that they had for each home was theirs. The Most High blessed them with their own individual stuff for their tribe and their family. But now they got to give this stuff to this governor king, judge, governor king. Now, this is how we all talk about taxes and all these things that come into fruition. This is how it happened. All these other nations already had this in place. So they were giving up their stuff to the king. But here it is, the Most High was blessing them, not taking nothing from them but what was needed to help each other. But they wasn't satisfied with that, and they utilized the problem that took place with these two young men who was judges and failed to do their job well. And now they made a choice, and this is the bad outcome. But let's just keep going, because that's not the story for today. Now we go to chapter 9. This is when this particular king that you read in the last part of that chapter is now chosen. And it said, there was a man of Benjamin whose name was Kish, the son of Abel, the son of Zurah, the son of Bechorath, the son of Aphiah, a Benjamite, a man of wealth. Now think about this. I want you to think about this very clearly as we go. This man wasn't poor. His family wasn't poor. The Benjamites had pretty good money. And it says that, and he had a son whose name was Saul, a handsome young man. There was not a man among the people of Israel more handsome than him, or he. From his shoulders upwards, he was taller than any of the people. Now, I know people heard of that guy that used to call himself the People's Choice. So this is the similarity of what we're looking at. Not that he had anything to do with it, but I just want you to know that the people have made a choice to be like the other nations. And because we don't have a description of every nation that was there, we can assure that they was fitting the script of what the Israelites desired. Now it says, now the donkeys of Kish, Saul's father, was lost. So Kish said to Saul his son, take one of the young men with you and arise. Go and look for the donkeys. And he passed through the hills country of Ephraim and passed through the land of Shalisha, but they did not find them. Now these donkeys was sat somewhere. They were already going to go back home, but they were there for a purpose of having this man and this young servant that was with him to go out so that he could meet Samuel. So we're not going to go through this whole thing. Like I always tell you, please read these things for yourself.